everyone, and welcome to Go Watch a Movie, episode 58. I'm Kelvin.
I'm Robert.
The conversation continues as we move out of the glory that was horror Halloween and get back into the thick of things. We're going to start things off out fun with a suggestion from one of you guys. They wanted to stay anonymous because it came in through my email, but whatever. Thank you for the suggestion. Atomic Blonde. But we'll get to that here shortly. First, we're going to jump into a little entertainment news. So sequels and sequels. Gladiator 2 has been announced. Don't know how that's going to work.
That doesn't make any sense. I don't know. I don't see that one. I feel like that first one
so epic.
Did what it was supposed to do.
There's no other word other than epic for that first one.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was amazing. It did. Yeah. I think you described it perfectly. Did everything it was supposed to do. Mm-hmm. There's nothing else that needs to be done.
Other than the money grab, I don't see a reason for it.
Yeah, that's... I don't get it. But yeah, it's been announced and it's happening. I don't know if Russell Crowe is going to appear in flashbacks.
I mean, that's the only way.
Yeah, I don't know if they're just going to completely go away from that or what. But yeah, that ending was so perfect. You know, he died fighting, but got to kill him. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Anyway, a treacle. Trilogy, the last of a trilogy, maybe not, depending on how well it does. Mm-hmm. Bad Boys 3.
Yeah.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Were you a fan of these movies?
No.
Oh yeah, you hate Will Smith.
I don't hate Will Smith.
The only hate that runs deeper is your hate for Brad Pitt, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
But you're not a fan of the Bad Boys series?
Nah, I don't think they need a third one. I mean, they should have stopped at the first one, I guess. I mean, really.
I'm a fan of these movies. I like both of their comedic styles. What can they do with the age they are now? They're both 50-ish.
I don't know if the age thing is an issue, but I just don't think they should be.
These were like super action comedies.
I know people liked them, but
but like as far as the age thing, like they can't look at
Liam Neeson. I guess this dude is like, what is he, 60 now or 70? He's old.
And Will did just jump out of a helicopter to the Grand Canyon.
Nah, he's good.
Yeah, you're right. But yeah, you just don't think.
No, I just don't want to. I don't care. I don't see. It was almost like the Rush Hour movies. It's like
they should have stopped.
Yeah. I mean, do they really get better with more of them, or does it like kind of suck the life out of the first one? That was probably better. Life sucker.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, as much as I like Jackie Chan, I think they could have stopped. But I think they are doing another one of those too. But the series didn't work for that either for the Rush Hour. But yeah, I mean, it's gonna sell. I'm going to watch it because I like the first two. I may regret things like I did with the third Men in Black. That probably shouldn't have happened. But yeah, I'll watch it, I guess.
Yeah, I probably won't.
No go for Robert. Last but not least, this one I think you will watch. A Penny Dreadful sequel series.
Well, yeah.
New characters set in 1938 Los Angeles. I will miss the old characters because Eva Green is fantastic. Is it Eva Green? Or is fantastic.
That's what kept me in there. Really, was those characters and those, But I don't know. I mean, I'll still watch it if they can capture what they did with the first one. Then sure, it'll. But I'll definitely give it a try. I just don't see them being able to as big as the first.
Agreed.
That was just too epic.
Yeah,
for me anyway.
I agree
because I went into it not really even know I was probably blessed not really knowing anything or having like a like no one really said this was great. You got to go watch it. I just kind of checked it out and it ended up being amazing. So.
Same here. I hope they can recapture that magic. It may be too late. I don't know. But maybe they, I don't know, recapturing with the sequel series.
I mean, everybody was kind of, who was a fan of that was a little upset that it ended.
Yeah.
So
much
I can see them trying to recapture all that fan base and bring them back into this, but
because they continued it as a comic book.
I just don't see it happening. I think it's going to change too much for it to really, but I might be wrong. It might work. Okay. It's possible. Yeah. I've been wrong once before. Just
that's entertainment news. A lot of announcements made with prequels and sequels and trilogies and all that stuff. I'm sure I'm missing one, but that'll bring us to trailers. Want to go first or me?
Sure.
I'll go first. Vox Lux. This is with old Natalie Portman.
Doing what she does best.
Yes. Looks like a kind of she's playing a Lady Gaga-ish character who basically stardom is too much for her. Towards the end of that trailer, though, things get weird. It's like gunfire and so I'm not sure what goes on, but looks amazing. Like she's normally fantastic.
Still love me some Black Swan.
Yeah, Black Swan was if they can pull that off, like that kind of epicness, then it'd be great. But check out Vox Lux, Natalie Portman, coming soon.
All right. Mine is called Astro. I just think the whole idea of like astral projection is kind of fascinating. So this trailer kind of, poked at me in a special spot. So, I mean, but basically it's just this kid, like the trailer I saw as a kid, he's like explaining, I can't tell you how to do it, but I can tell you what I did when I did it or whatever. And he's like describing how he went to a comfortable place and he concentrated on his breathing and blah, blah, blah. And then they just show just some imagery of like weird, freaky things and creepy stuff is happening. I don't think they gave away too much, but just enough to keep you interested. So that's my trailer. Check out Astral.
I'm going to check that one out. I haven't seen that one. Any big names or no? Which don't need a big name, of course. That'll bring us to Atomic Blonde. This is starring Charlize Theron, James McAvoy. Not sure on the date. Directed by David Lynch. This one is a spy movie, spy tale. It was it basically follows a super spy female as she recounts her tale of a quote unquote botched mission to her superiors, and they try and figure out basically what went down and why it ended up so botched. Gotta tell you, I enjoy the way this starts. I enjoy the kind of we instantly get thrown into the mystery, and then we instantly get sucked even more in when she emerges from that ice bath looking all Charlize Theron-y.
This one looks Charlize Theron-y.
Oh, she did. But yeah, she's all beat up and bruised and so
whenever you see a beat up and bruised person, you're like, hey, there's
no, they have to look like her. Prerequisite is to be Charlize Theron, to look all Charlize Theron-y. That makes sense. But yeah, but then she starts to recount her tale of woe. Maybe, I guess. Your initial takes on this film, sir.
Initial take, like I was super excited to see it. After seeing it, my excitement didn't quite stay as high as my expectations were. Like
people were describing her as the female Bobiega.
They did. I don't feel that though. I feel the action scenes do kind of feel similar. They take a little bit of the realism from John Wick, but I don't think they went like full on John Wickian. I mean, there were still some moments where there was a couple of slow-mo things, not like overkill, like maybe like fadeaways in the end of a fight or something like that, or a gunshot, stuff like that. But nothing that really overwhelmed me with just John Wick flavor. It just didn't have that sweaty Keanu Reeves, gunfire, gun smoke,
and
calmness.
And the way he handles things are like you said, it's just more realistic.
Yeah, that's not where you want to compare her to him, because it's not really like
they do
a comparison thing.
You're right.
It's all. But even so, it's like I can't help but do it. But in John Wick, they gave you some background. They gave you his wife died. Like she gave him this puppy. You felt for him. They built a little bit of there's character development. And Atomic Blonde, I didn't really get that. I just felt like we were thrown in. Some guy got killed, and then all of a sudden, did you know him? Like, I knew him well enough to say hello. And then it turns out, maybe she knew him a little bit more than that. There's a little bit of a romance, but then they don't really dive into that. You get one little flashback of them in bed, I think.
A photo.
Yeah, and that was it. So you don't really have enough information to go on to really like soak into the character and get into him. You just kind of just get thrown into all this. I'm a super spy. Nobody can touch me. Blah blah blah. The end. That's kind of what I got.
And I'm gonna have to come back in and second it. Like I was hoping you liked this one more because I was super excited for this because of that comparison. She's a female John Wick.
Yeah, the trailers were misleading.
Yes. There's nowhere near as much action. Not that I needed that action, but the trailer showed a lot of action. All
of it. They showed all the action. So that was pretty much. If you watched the trailer, you saw every action scene in the movie. This is a tale of 3 shitty spies. It's it was like there were layers of spies. There was like the worst one was the French woman, and the guy was like the second worst, and she was the best because she was able to trick all the other. Yeah,
but like even in her success, she still was like fucked up. Like she lost her asset. She by happenstance ended up, with the list. But I kind of wish that because he played her the entire time,
He tried to, but
and like, do you think she would have figured it out if not for the French girl's photos? Like, I
think she was already onto it.
She should have been because he was so.
It was so blatant throughout the entire film. If the watcher was so like clearly aware of what was going on, then she should have been aware that.
I agree.
Because there was no like surprise.
None
for me.
That was my problem. Like throughout the entire film, I wish they didn't show so much of his deceitfulness. Mm-hmm. Like, because it's like, okay, we get it. He's the bad guy. Like, don't. If it's supposed to be this big reveal where all of a sudden the French chick sends the photos and it's her revelation. Oh my God, he's been playing me.
Yeah, like I don't know. I don't even want to say it was poorly done. Maybe that was purposeful.
I hope so.
Maybe he did. That was. I don't know. It just didn't work.
Just for that ending, like.
It's just so many, for me, there's just so many flaws that build up to the point where I just couldn't enjoy it as much as I wanted to. And I don't want to blame it on I had high hopes for it, because I do that sometimes. I have high hopes for something and then it doesn't work out.
The hype.
But this one, I had high hopes, but then I'm still like objective enough where I can just get in there and just, watch it and enjoy. But I couldn't really do that because everything just kept falling apart as I was watching it.
Yeah.
It's like, no, this isn't working. Like, no, this isn't working. Yeah, nice fight scene, but why is it there?
Let's get into that. Like her fight scenes, like she's this, like, this is what I call her shitty spy. Like she first of all, the atomic blonde hair is that giveaway. But then she goes and like her first major fight scene, she gets set up by James McAvoy's character, David, and she fights all these cops in the building, kicks all their asses. But then when she lands on the ground outside, she covers her face. But she didn't do that the first time, knowing the cops are coming in. She could have.
It was just a weird scene. Like, it looked cool. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with the looks of this movie. Yeah. Everything looked great.
I love the blue wash. Like, it was cool.
But it's just, there's all this pointless little things. And some of the fights, even the fights that I have like qualms with, like, they seemed like, now I don't want to say overly choreographed, but they seemed every motion that she did or attack that she did seemed super purposeful.
Yeah.
It's like there was no like missed strikes. There was no just, little, sparring back and forth. Everything was like every kick was purposeful. Every single move she did had, a definite result. Not to say that maybe she was just that good, but it didn't feel that way when you watched it. It just felt like this was just choreographed.
I gotta tell you, those freaking Germans are tough. Mm-hmm. Especially Keyface.
But even Keyface
is my favorite.
But he wouldn't die. Yeah. But the acting while they were fighting was great, even if the choreographing was just off. Yeah. They would get up after fighting for a little while and they'd be woozy and everybody was just wobbling, drunken kung fu wobbling around. We beat the crap out of each other. There's no way we can keep going, and they keep going. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. There's just a lot of flaws in this thing, but again, there's a lot of good too.
Also, I was going back to her shitty spyness, the whole wig thing. She wore a wig for all of 5 seconds. Mm-hmm. And it was pointless because they still knew who she was, mm-hmm. and then she never put it back on when she quote unquote escaped.
There's a lot of stuff going on in this movie.
I really wanted to love this movie because
it was based off of a graphic novel too, which is
and
I feel like I should like it more because of that, but I'm not able to really dive into this one and love it. I want to love it, but I can't love it because the acting was good. There was no flaws in the acting. Everything was great.
Well, I kind of had a problem with her whole I'm a badass voice all the time. This is me. I'm Shirley Sarah.
I feel
she can't talk normal. Why does she always have to be bloody hell? Because she's British, she'll have to say bloody hell. Bloody hell. I'm a badass.
I guess she wasn't though.
Yeah, I guess in the end
she finds out she wasn't. That was just her because the dude did say her Russian was horrible. So.
Yeah, you need to work on your. I guess that was some foreshadowing there.
So maybe her British was horrible too. I don't know, or English or whatever. I don't know.
But it shouldn't have been because she's a super spy,
Yeah. Well, maybe she was just making herself not sound as good just to play other people. Because old boy was he's trying to play that I'm drunk all the time or just hungover or just woke up. Yeah. She's like, that ain't real because I do that better than you do. They did drink a lot. They drank a lot and they smoked a lot in this movie. I don't know if you noticed that. There's a lot of drinking, a lot of smoking.
Jack Daniels, you got that kind of money to throw around for a whole movie? Podcast looking for a sponsor. I will talk about your
I'll drink a whole bottle
every episode. Hell, we'll do 5 episodes a week. But it was crazy how much Jack Daniels was in this movie.
And vodka. She drank vodka.
She did drink vodka
with ice cubes.
Yeah.
Not from her. She'd take ice cube baths
all the time.
And I'm pretty sure
it was a foreshadowing to the car scene. You think? Because she was under the water for a long time. You mentioned that,
and that was a really good observation. I have no idea if that's what they intended. Because like I said, this movie just jumps around, and it doesn't really give it to you like I want it to be gotten. I don't know. It's hard to explain.
That bar scene though, I'm sure they did it on purpose because of product placement, and clearly Jack Daniels was a sponsor. But if you look back, when her and the French chick,
I did not even think of that until you just said that.
When they're talking, every bottle was Jack Daniels.
Maybe that was the theme of the bar. I don't know. It could have been
the Jack Bar. What did it be?
Well, that's the way every alcohol commercial is. You go into a bar, it's that's the only thing they have.
Yeah. Rum and Coke? Oh, we only have Jack Daniels.
Well, I'll have that.
But the French chick, so they clearly, at first I thought she was...
I do like Jackie D.
Jackie D is great. Yeah. I wasn't bashing it. Like I said,
I do love
if you want to sponsor us, I will drink Jack Daniels all the time. This will be the Jack Daniels podcast goes to watch a movie. But the first chick was just all around shitty. She even admits
she
in
admits.
The bathroom, this is too much. I just want an action.
I just want some action, just some excitement in my life. My life's so boring. I want to do something crazy.
Oh man,
it's got her killed. Sorry, but
yeah. Which
I loved her line.
Why did he just shoot her?
I don't see.
What's with the big tussle.
And he was supposed to be she was not a professional, and she definitely could not fight. But she gave dude who was supposed to be a professional spy a run for his money.
Yeah. And,
I mean, he couldn't just. I mean, she'd just been able to walk in, just walk right out. Yeah. But instead, he was in there wrestling with her for like an hour.
And we saw him super cool shoot freaking spyglass. Like,
well, he was good with a gun, just not with a string to string up somebody. Yeah, strings are not his weapon.
I'm not sure why he didn't just shoot her, but she was spotted from the word go, taking pictures of everyone.
The atomic blonde spotted her. Like one, she was getting out of a plane and she was like behind a window.
Yeah, she's in another room
and she was like noticed it. I'm like, what level of skill are we talking about here?
And then he like,
oh no, that was the first fight scene. That was right after the airport. When she gets in the car.
Oh, in the car, that car fight scene was actually very good.
She uses her heels as a weapon.
Yeah, and poor guy gets ragdolled out of the car. I think the flipping a car was a little overboard. Like, she didn't need to do that. Like, she had that guy beat, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And she had enough time to steer the car over into a guardrail, grab her seatbelt, and race. Like, she could have clearly finished the job, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, then that's when she first meets James McAvoy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you think of his performance in this movie? Did you feel like it was unique, or did you just feel like it was him being his normal crazy kind of self?
I'm spoiled with him.
Okay.
I think this one fell short because how much I love his performance in Split.
Yeah, I've seen him in a couple different roles where I almost feel like he played the same character.
Yeah.
And this was one of them where I felt like he was like one of the same dudes.
Yeah.
Pulled a Tom Cruise on us, but
yep. And he does it well. Like, it wasn't.
There's nothing wrong with the performance. It just felt so much like another performance.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it just didn't. I don't know. But then again, he's like, we've seen him in roles where he plays multiple different characters in a single movie where he just completely blows everybody's mind. So we know he's capable of
extremely
of some great stuff.
Now he had a cast on sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
He hit an ice pick in there. She found a bug in there.
Mm-hmm.
But was it really necessary?
Like a real bug.
Oh yeah, like an
electronic bug.
Yeah, electronic bug. Was it necessary?
I think he was trying to play that role where,
because they revealed it to us very early in the movie that he didn't need it.
Yeah, but
like, I don't think it was like was that part of his I can't fight because I have a broken hand or something?
I think he was using what he had, and he clearly couldn't fight, so he wore a cast to let everybody know that. Please don't hit me. I have a cast. Or stab me in the back with a knife because then I'm scared.
Yeah, I mean, and I guess that's the question. Like, but I kind of think he was outwitting her. I was about to ask, did he really outwit her? But like I said, that revelation moment seemed to happen when she saw those pictures, and like, she didn't find the bug until everything went wrong with Spyglass as they tried to get him back over the border. Like, so like, I think he was kind of playing her up until that point. So I don't know, like, is she really?
Yeah, but even though he thought he was playing her, which he probably was to an extent.
Yeah,
she was playing everybody.
Overall, yeah,
she was playing everybody. So it just, I mean, it ended up where she was definitely doing.
But couldn't he have got? This is actually a great movie. I think it's underestimated.
Very much so.
But like, I guess she said it in the end. You Sorcerer's Apprentice.
We weren't talking about this movie.
This movie. I guess she said in the end you were too chicken to do it yourself, so he tried to get the KGB to kill her. But
and he said, "I was too smart," because he knew he would.
I think he could have done it.
Well, the way he shot that guy with the gun, but
he could have aimed for her right then.
Could have been over.
2 bad spies down. The third. Now, the biggest, Atomic Blonde. Is she a bad spy?
I don't think she's a bad spy. I think she came out on top. She
did.
She completed her mission. She even completed a side mission after completing her main mission. She did everything she was supposed to do. She went back home safe.
So she was like deep. She was Severus Snape undercover.
Yeah, she was deep
undercover. She was a American agent playing a British agent playing a double agent. She was a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude.
Essentially, my understanding, unless we got it all wrong, I have no idea.
But and then she's, I guess so. Her mission was to kill that guy because she's like, I want my life back.
I thought see, and that's where it wasn't clear.
No,
when I was watching the movie, like I didn't know, was her mission just to get the list? Was it just to meet?
She got that. But then she still went to kill the guy.
But that was like a secondary mission thing. That was like a secondary thing. Because she was like, oh boy, told me who you were when she went to kill him or give him the list or whatever. Yeah. And she's like, she wasn't really Satchel.
Was she?
I don't think dude was Satchel, I guess.
I thought she was. I thought that was the point of that last scene. Is like she
I thought she was pretending to be Satchel. And the dude was like, she's not really Satchel. I'm Satchel.
Gotcha.
That's what I got from it. But again, like I said,
let's go with that.
It's not really all that clear.
No.
Like and I don't think, and I've watched this more than once, so I don't think multiple viewings is really going to clear that up for anybody. Like I think people's going to be confused either way. I don't know. Maybe narratively they didn't do like the best job of laying it out. And there's just so many scenes that, for me, felt like they went nowhere. Like when she goes across to Berlin, or across the wall, whatever,
to meet her second contact.
Yeah, she's like, it felt like a whole bunch of that was useless.
Yeah, especially if they're gonna reveal later that they all work for her anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
it just felt wrong somehow. I don't know. It just didn't feel. I couldn't immerse myself in this the way I wanted to. And when there's a movie like this that has all these twists and turns and secret spies and people double, whatever each other, you'd be immersed. You want to like, dive into it and just really sink and not know where you're at until the end. And you're like, oh my God, that was him, not that person. And they completely fooled me, and shame on you and shame on me and blah, blah, blah. And we didn't get any of that. We just got very smooth, just description of what happened.
Told everything.
That told everything without any, you couldn't, be surprised at all. It gave you everything. And then all of a sudden, boom. It's at the end.
I think this was David Lynch's way to get Charlize Theron naked constantly.
That was basically, you mentioned it when we were watching it, like, yeah, this is just all about just different ways of looking at her. And I was like, you're right. This is, beautifully shot.
Yeah.
That
last fight scene with second to last fight scene, when she's getting spyglass across the border. Loved it, with all the Russian on the staircase, and then Keyface came back and Keyfaced it up because he wouldn't die.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I love how the cameraman followed the action with that. Like, I thought that was fantastic. But it was just an action scene. Yeah, that's all.
Like stuck in the middle of this movie that was confusing, and
not gonna save it.
You couldn't really. I don't even want to say confusing in a way like that's hard to like. I just mean like it wasn't easy to enjoy the narrative, if that makes sense. That's probably the same exact thing as what I just said before, but I just overcomplicated it. And then you have them constantly going back to the interrogation room, and it's like, I did like that split. I did like that they were going back and forth. And I will say the best thing about this movie for me, because I love the 80s, was the 80s music that they spliced in there.
I'm getting a soundtrack.
Which was great. I love the 80s music, but I don't necessarily. What?
The opening song. It's gasoline.
I don't necessarily feel like that music fit the movie though.
After you said that, like I was trying real hard to kind of like, other than the fact that they kept pointing out that the Berlin Wall was coming down.
They clearly defined when this was happening.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was in the 80s, but it didn't feel 80s to me. Maybe a few of the outfits did. a couple of the hairstyles, but I mean, overall, it did not feel like the 80s.
Do you think that was needed? That 87?
If they were gonna bombard us with awesome 80s music, then yeah, I wanted it to be.
But like other than that, like because like you said, when the actual wall crossing stuff didn't really matter, you know. They could have played getting Spyglass out of the east to the west or vice versa. That could have been getting him out of any border.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if it really needed to be set in the 80s, you know.
Yeah, I don't know why it was. I mean, it's just, I don't know.
It seems like it'll hinder a sequel if there is one. I don't know, but
well, a lot of this movie hinders a sequel. So for me, anyway, maybe somebody out there really loves this though. I'd love to hear from that person and to find out why.
Planet Manny, one of our Instagram followers, once I posted that we were doing this movie, he's like, "I love it. I've seen it 5 times," and he's a great guy. I follow him back. He comments and interacts a lot. Mm-hmm. But yeah, he said he saw it 5 times. He loved it 5 times
in theaters.
So I'm not sure.
I can understand. I mean, some of the music is amazing, yeah. and they use it really well within the scene. So, yeah.
Like the 3 different versions of 99 of Love Balloons.
They do use a couple of the songs multiple times, which is fine.
3 different versions, which I didn't know there were.
Yeah, there's a lot of versions of that song. But yeah, I don't know. I just can't really wrap my little movie finger around this one.
Like I said, I wanted to like this movie a lot more than I actually did. I don't hate it by any means.
Yeah, I definitely don't hate it. And like I said, I watched this more than once, so it's just, I'm not just judging it off of this one viewing. Like I definitely feel the same after the first, the second, so on, that this was missing something.
Agreed. Final verdict, go watch.
I say no. I say
what cavalier you were about it. I say no.
No, why? I mean, it's missing a lot, and I don't think it. I want to recommend something that really gets under somebody's skin, and I don't feel like. I mean, sure, there's probably somebody, like you said, there's somebody out there that really likes this, but I think the majority of viewers that watch this are probably going to have my same. I feel like they're going to have my same response to it, and just like mild boredom and just disgruntledness and anger. And yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and say, I'll say, if you can watch it for free, if it's on cable,
that's a no.
So basic cable, you know, it's worth a watch. USA's showing it. Netflix.
If you really want to see her naked, then sure.
Yeah, if you want to see Charlie's Theron, get it
on with another woman, then yeah. But even that should be enough. But it
wasn't. Yeah,
it's not.
Yeah, because that scene was.
There was nothing wrong with it, but still, man, it's like, I could have done without it.
Yeah, I mean, even her,
It's just
her badass British attitude. I don't know. Maybe that turned me off too much.
She was almost too cold.
Yeah, she was like
cold.
Super,
like you couldn't get into the character. I want to be able to get into the character.
Everything she did was just this unfilling, and other than you have some truth in your eyes. Or when you tell the truth, your eyes change. Well, then maybe I should stop telling the truth. Why? It'll get me killed one day. Which didn't make any sense either, because they never came back to it. Right. I thought that was definitely going to foreshadow to something, but no. Rotten Tomatoes agrees with us, I do believe.
They
gave this actually 78% tomato meter, 64% audience.
So no.
Yeah,
people like this.
Yeah,
don't see why. I'm lost on this one.
People enjoy yeah, maybe the music and the way it's shot are all amazing.
There's visually, it's stunning. Mm-hmm. Like I said, there's some good about this movie. It's just story wise, it didn't capture me, and I'm starting to really want a lot out of a movie.
Yeah,
almost too much. like I started watching them.
No, don't say that.
Yeah, I do. I want too much. I want too much out of stuff now. I want it to be perfect. I want to just grab, because so many movies I've watched that have grabbed me by the cojones and just whipped me around all over the room, and I'm just in pain afterwards. Just like, what did I watch? It was amazing. I want that again. And then when I watch something like this and it's blah.
Yeah.
Which is the best way to describe it for me, is blah. It just, even with the fight scenes, it was blah.
I gotta agree. Because you could just watch the trailer and see all those. So,
basically, yeah, you don't have to waste 2 hours of your life. You can just watch a 2-minute trailer.
Yeah,
and be fine.
It's sad because I love her. I love him.
She looked great.
Yeah,
she looked great fighting. She looked great just being her.
But I'm like reaching for things to change my mind.
There's nothing there to reach for.
If you guys disagree, please let us know. I love to. That's joining.
Yeah, why is this
joining on the
you?
Conversation? Let us know what stood out for this for you. Yeah, I think that'll wrap it up. But yeah, like send those, tweet us or email me or
suggestions. We love them.
Yeah.
Even if we don't love the movie, we still love the suggestion.
Exactly. Yeah. And let us know though, like why you liked it in that email, or like video, Instagram, you can do video things as well. So leave a video for us. We'll play it on the show. But yeah, it's just, I would love to hear back from you about that, because even that Rotten Tomatoes score kind of surprised me. But yeah, that'll bring us to a close on this episode. 99. That's stuck in my head now. But you can find us on the aforementioned platforms: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, Podbean.com. YouTube. We're on all those platforms. You can listen to the show, like, follow, suggest, share, all of that stuff. I'm loving all the fan interaction that we're getting here lately. I'm going to keep up trying to post daily and constantly. I forgot that he made an appearance in this one. Mm-hmm. So they do include this into the canon. Yep. Edward Norton, Incredible Hulk, is on TV right now. And Robert Downey Jr. Iron Man just showed up. That look. Context. Yes, but I'm sorry. On all those things, you can find us under Go Watch a Movie, and Go Watch a Movie podcast. If it doesn't pop up regularly, that'll help find it faster. But yeah, give us those likes, give us those shares. It just helps us do more stuff with the podcast, and we're going to keep putting out the content and keep going. Not sure our next movie is going to be, but I do want to see this. The George R. Martin. I'm going to end this and we can talk about it afterwards. But, that is Go Watch a Movie for this week. I'm Kelvin.
And I'm Robert.
Go watch a movie.